trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, the topic of marijuana is back at the state capitol. Today, lawmakers are debating medicinal and recreational use.
Plus, an Omaha trans woman was attacked after leaving work, and her friends believe there's more to the story. But first tonight.
We are also grateful that our daughter can still help other people.
Yeah.
Building communications between Native American communities and authorities. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. A new bill wants to take on a problem seen nationwide and right here in Nebraska.
It would help solve cases of missing and murdered Indigenous women and men. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us here in the studio with our top story tonight. Veronica.
The unsolved cases of murdered and missing Native women in Nebraska served as a reason for creating LB 328. Introduced by Senator Jane Raybould of Lincoln, it would appoint a state liaison for missing or murdered Indigenous persons. Those in favor say Nebraska ranks 7th among states with the highest numbers of murdered and missing Indigenous women. Native American advocates say if the bill passes, the person appointed to the position should be someone who understands what their communities go through.
Law enforcement understands first contact in investigation is critical. However, if this is conducted by officers with little to no empathy for people of color, it lessens that probability of that case being solved.
One of the cases that brought the attention of the senator was that of Ashley Wabasha. She went missing last year and her body was found 3 weeks later at the Santee Sioux Nation Reservation in northeast Nebraska. Her family say they think this bill would help families like them.
It's being consistently said that, my daughter is an accidental death. I don't believe that. We don't believe that.
Wabasha's family says they hope their daughter's story would continue to help other Native American women in our state. The bill was heard at the Judiciary Committee and it had no opposition. The Attorney General's office spoke in a neutral capacity, expressing concerns about the logistics for the liaison position. I will have more on this story at 6.
All right, Veronica, thank you so much. Marijuana is taking center stage once again at the Capitol with hearings on bills that would legalize it in several capacities, including for medical purposes.
The Medicinal Cannabis Act, LB 588, would make marijuana legal for the first time in the state. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleider has more details on that. Matthew?
Nebraska, Kansas, and Idaho are currently the only 3 states that don't allow access to marijuana in any form. The other 47 states allow marijuana for medicinal purposes, and 21 have gone a step further, permitting recreational use. Supporters say marijuana is less dangerous than any other drug, with a lifetime dependence risk of about 9%. In comparison, alcohol is about 14% and nicotine is 32%. They say medicinal marijuana would help treat Nebraskans with conditions such as epilepsy and seizures. Opponents say legalizing the drug at all would be a slippery slope towards recreational use and could increase black market activity in Nebraska.
We don't bat an eye at people, going to the bar every day, and having some drinks after work. That's just almost seen as normal in our culture. And we look at cannabis as though it's some kind of, devil lettuce, right? But that's ultimately not the reality.
When I was a police chief in California, which was a medical marijuana only state from 1998 until 2018, I routinely saw the diversion of medical marijuana products to the black market there. In addition, we expect the partial legalization of marijuana will increase the burden on the Nebraska State Patrol Crime Lab due to the increase in availability of black market marijuana and marijuana products.
Opponents say more research needs to be done before marijuana can be allowed to be prescribed and used. And since the federal government hasn't officially approved it, the state shouldn't either. Last year, an initiative in support of medical cannabis failed to receive enough signatures to make the November ballot. I'll have more on this story at 6.
Looking forward to it, Matthew. Thank you very much. Friends say an Omaha trans woman was left for dead after being attacked. The woman was assaulted after leaving work in downtown Omaha on Monday, and now she's in the hospital.
While a police report says robbery, a friend fears that their motivation could be deeper.
Karma Lola means a lot to many. Friends say she's a musician, fashion designer, and drag queen, like Eli Regatuso.
If you've never heard of Karma Lola, you're living under a rock. And her reach is so far. There are so many people who love and adore her.
Karma is recovering from a suspected attack Monday afternoon. According to friends, as she was leaving work in downtown Omaha, she was beaten with signs of blows to the head.
She was brutally attacked and literally left for dead.
A police report lists it as a robbery offense and gives little information, mentioning a possible assault and possible fall, and that her phone and keys were missing. Police said further information is not available during an active investigation. But friends say Karma had her car stolen and a man was found in her apartment before police arrived. She's in the hospital. Friends tell us right now she's paralyzed.
We're seeing some positive signs that the surgery was successful, and it's just really only time is going to tell.
Eli, along with Mayor Gene Stothart's LGBTQ advisory board, is pushing for police to take the case seriously and has spoken with the department's LGBTQ liaison.
But I think that there was a deeper motivation. So I think that for her, you know, a trans woman, especially a trans woman of color, walking around out in the world today is at huge risk.
Eli says out of tragedy, the community has turned out.
The way that people have come together to advocate on her behalf has really, truly been astonishing. To me, it gives me hope at this time when our rights and our dignity are under attack.
And Friends of Karma are organizing an event in support of her. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. A man walked home after flipping his car into a ditch this morning.
It happened near Southwest 92nd and O Streets near Emerald. You can see the car suffered significant damage, but again, authorities tell us the 27-year-old driver lived nearby and just walked home. He was cited and released for careless driving and leaving the scene of a property damage accident. $1,500 in damage and again, no injuries. Some crime news out of Grand Island, where a man faces multiple charges, including 4 counts of attempted kidnapping.
Police tell us Eric Vicente broke into an ex-girlfriend's home yesterday. She and 3 children were hiding in a bathroom. They say he forced them to pack their clothes to leave, but then police arrived. Vicente is facing kidnapping, burglary, and child abuse charges. Authorities made an arrest after an ongoing narcotics investigation.
Investigators served a search warrant at a home near 84th and O Streets. They say they found a number of drugs, including 15 grams of marijuana and 2 guns that had been reported stolen. 21-year-old Terrell Jones is facing several charges. The Nebraska Attorney General is aiming at Mexican drug cartels in order to declare them as terror groups.
He joined 21 other AGs across the country to call on President Biden and the Secretary of State to take action. They want the U.S. to be able to freeze cartel assets, turn members away at the border, and issue harsher punishments. He said it would help handle the opioid and immigration issues.
Turning to the weather now, a little bit cooler today and much more windy, Rusty.
Yeah, the wind is still out there too. A lot of cloud cover, temperatures much cooler than they were the last couple of days. Temperature-wise, we really took a hit, but honestly, we're closer to where we should be this time of year than we have been for a while. A lot of cloud cover out there, a couple of flurries here and there. We weren't expecting much, and that's exactly what we got today. Just a couple of snowflakes every now and then, otherwise mostly cloudy skies, and that's the way it's going to continue, at least for the next several hours. Beatrice, you're looking at Schoen's roofing cam and a lot of cloud cover, a little bit of traffic, and a lot of wind. We're seeing temperatures that, while not too bad for February, 34 in Beatrice, 33 degrees in Nebraska City, 35 degrees in Wymore, 33 in Hebron, and we'll zoom out a little bit and show you that most of us are in the 20s and 30s. So, you know, it's a typical temperature for early February, but that wind is pesky. It's out of the north at 20 to 30 to 35 miles per hour. That's sustained winds. They are gusting very close to 40 miles per hour. It's at 30 miles per hour in Lincoln, 37 in Grand Island, and Norfolk, 38 miles per hour in Broken Bow. So it is really windy out there. The good news is that will die down. Temperatures slowly dropping to around 20 by early tomorrow morning. The wind gusts will die off. They'll still be out there as we head through the next few hours, but eventually through the overnight and into tomorrow morning, we will see that wind die down. So that's the good news. The bad news is another chilly-ish day tomorrow, but we do warm up for the weekend. More on that in just a couple of minutes.
We'll talk to you soon, Rusty. Thank you. The Department of Education awarded Lincoln Public Schools a multi-million-dollar grant to ensure schools have full-time counselors.
Right now, only 30 of 40 LPS elementary schools have full-time counselors. School officials say they recently realized there was a need within the district. The head of LPS counselors says the federally funded grant helps staff at those elementary schools.
$7 million grant over 5 years to be able to afford to add 10 elementary school counselors to our staff in order to serve those buildings that were without.
Hemet says the grant allows for school counselors to implement social and emotional learning with equity. A $25 million project to expand Mary Lanning Healthcare in Hastings is nearing completion.
It'll be 64,000 square feet, adding 3 floors to their current facility. The building will house Bryan Health School of Sciences, specialty physicians, and Hastings College healthcare students. The outside of the building will be nearly complete by the end of this month, and then the entire project should be done this fall. Still to come on the news tonight, after chaos with Southwest Airlines last December, the airline was grilled by senators today.
And the company has new technology launching this week. We're going to have all the details on this after the break. Stay with us. Southwest Airlines lost millions of dollars after thousands of travelers were stranded over the holidays, and today Southwest officials went to Capitol Hill where they were grilled by senators.
Southwest Pilot Union blames company leadership, saying the outdated scheduling system, lack of preparation for the winter storm, and failure to listen to employees all played a part in the chaos. Southwest COO says the company is making it right with those affected travelers and fixing their scheduling system. A new version goes live this Friday.
While it would be easy to kick our company when it's down, this is our company. Swappa pilots desire what the American public deserves: a healthy company with happy employees who have the tools they need to deliver a safe, reliable product to consumers.
When asked by the committee's chair if Southwest's new scheduling system could handle another weather event like the one last December, their COO said he was confident that, quote, the technology would not stop functioning. According to a senior State Department official, the Chinese spy balloon was capable of intercepting U.S. communications, but they say we were able to prevent it.
Officials are saying this balloon flew over more than 40 countries before entering the U.S. and is part of a surveillance fleet, both of which China denies. Well, today on Capitol Hill, several Senate committees met talking about the U.S. response to the balloon.
I think the Biden administration handled the situation appropriately. Waited until it was safe to down this aircraft. I think there was a real risk to people on the ground had they acted while it was flying over the continental United States.
Clearly decisive action should have been taken much sooner, and I've been vocal before the briefing that it was shot down over the wrong ocean and should have been shot down over the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, the Deputy Secretary of State said bringing the balloon down where they did ensured the safety of American lives and maximized the payload recovery for investigation. And the FBI is already evaluating pieces of the balloon, and the U.S. is eyeing sanctions now against China.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Precipitation was out there today. It just didn't make it past or to Highway 77. So Wahoo, Lincoln, Beatrice West didn't see anything. But over here, you did. Omaha didn't, but just south of there, Nebraska City saw just about 1/10 of an inch, just over 1/2 an inch, and maybe even a little bit more towards Falls City. So there was some precipitation out there. It's basically stayed in Iowa and Missouri, and it was a big storm. We were on the very fringe of it. So outside right now, Southeast Community College, it's 84th and O Street, pretty quiet, cool, still a little wind out there too. A lot of cloud cover, windy. It was a very February kind of day today. 34 at Southeast Community College, Yankee Hill, Denton Road, all at 34. Touch cooler at East Campus at 33. The airport, one of the warmer spots at 35 degrees. Everybody else is cooler than that. 33s in Omaha, Nebraska City, as well as Grand Island, a couple of 32s in Aurora, York, also in Hastings at 32 degrees and 31 in Columbus. So it is chilly out there, and the wind is not helping today. It's out of the north at 20 to 25 to almost 30 miles per hour sustained. And then you tack in the wind gusts, and you're looking in at 30 to 35 to almost 40 miles per hour for those wind gusts. So it's a windy one, and boy, when you add on wind and you're about 10 or 15 degrees colder than it was the last couple of days, it just feels that much colder. So, and we're not alone. But the good news is, it was a lot windier to the west earlier today, and now it's starting to calm down. So all of this wind is going to shift to the south and east, and eventually, I think overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning, everything just kind of quiets down. So here's the big system. Still some snow falling towards Wisconsin, Illinois, into eastern parts of Iowa. So we're on the very western edge of this storm system. Everything is going to push off to the south and east. A couple of flurries here and there. A lot of that not even getting to the ground. And we weren't expecting much in the way of snowfall. I would have been surprised if anybody even saw 1/2 an inch, and I don't think we're going to see that. Everything is quieting down. You can see the sky is starting to clear out. That will allow things to cool off a little bit. So through tonight, that cold front sags further to the south, and by tomorrow morning, just a few lingering clouds, otherwise mostly clear skies. High pressure is going to really come in, erode away any kind of cloud cover, so I think we'll see wall-to-wall sunshine tomorrow, especially in the afternoon. Then high pressure just kind of comes over and hangs out for a while. We're looking at a lot of high pressure and clear skies for the next several days, and that's it. So as we get through Friday night, things will start to warm up. Now we need to get on the other side of this high pressure. Now wind kind of circles around like this, and once we get this high pressure over here, we'll start to see that southerly wind, and that will start to warm us up for the weekend. Temperatures tonight dropping into the middle and upper teens to around 20 degrees, but a north wind at 10, 20, 25 miles per hour will die off as the evening progresses. And then that north wind at 10 to 25, that's kind of right now. By tomorrow morning, it should be closer to 5 to 15. Becoming partly cloudy, 19 degrees. Highs tomorrow a little above average. We're very close to 40 degrees this time of year, so we'll be 41, 42, 43 degrees. So a little above average, not quite as windy. A decent February day. Northwest wind at 10 to 20, 42 degrees, and mostly sunny. The 7-day forecast, we really warm up as we head through the weekend. 53 on Saturday, 50 on Sunday, middle 50s by Monday with look at that, wall-to-wall sunshine Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then, as if on cue, Mother Nature says, you know what, we need some rainfall here for Valentine's Day for some reason. So that's going to be possible on Tuesday. Could see a rain-snow mix on Wednesday, maybe some snow on Thursday. So another weather system headed our way by early and middle of next week, something we'll be keeping a close eye on. But really quiet and very mild as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, great weekend to look forward to enjoy before the snow and colder temperatures come back.
Yep.
Thank you, Rusty. Negative day on Wall Street today. The Dow falling 249 points. NASDAQ is down 121. S&P also losing 36. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.